What's up, guys? It's Jughead here, just a down-to-earth guy trying to bring you some down-to-earth content. I haven't said that in a while. You haven't heard that in a while. Today, we're going to be watching Hunter x Hunter episode 53, Fake and Psyche. It's been a long time. I haven't watched a single episode of Hunter x Hunter since I've been gone. I'm going to somewhat struggle parsing through my memory archives to remember everything there is in this show. As you know, as bigger fans than I, and as longtime watchers who have seen the entire show, there's so much information in this show. It is so lore and exposition heavy that it won't be surprising to me or you if I've forgotten some things or compute and buffer to remember some things over the 2 years that I've taken a hiatus with Hunter x Hunter. So hopefully my memory's pretty damn good. We'll see if that's put to the test, especially in the episode discussion portion after the reaction. But without any further ado, I don't want to waste any more time. It's good to be back. Hello again. Let's watch Hunter x Hunter once more. So let's watch in 3, 2, 1, play. So bear with me a little bit because it has been 2 years. I have not watched a single episode without you guys. So my memory, I believe, is pretty stellar, if I do say so myself. But I may struggle some places. But we shall see. You'll definitely find that out in the discussion portion of this video. You know, I talk a little bit during the actual reactions, but I'm going to mostly immerse myself in the story here. I may struggle with names. I may struggle with some of the Nen stuff, but I should be all right. Not perfect, but all right. I know what happened in episode 52. I know that Chrollo, Zeno, and Silva are battling it out. We have to see the aftermath of that huge explosion that Silva threw down on Zeno and Chrollo. Obviously, nobody's going to die. But we shall see. And that shockwave had to have sent Kurapika, Gon, Killua to flood in on this location. And I remember saying in episode 52... I remember saying in episode 50... Sorry, I was reading that. I remember saying in episode 52, I need these characters to all be in the same room together. Particularly Kurapika and Silva and Zeno and stuff. I need more people to witness Kurapika's chain abilities. Trying to make sure I'm in frame here. Trying to remember all of my editing. Have we? See, this is a character I don't even know if we've been introduced to or if I've forgotten. I assume this is the leader of the Mafia. He must be confident enough that we're going to be continuing on with the auction. And they're all dead already. Is that an actual fly? Ugh. Oh. They're not real? Ah. Illumi. The most frustrating part is going to be remembering all my Nen knowledge. That is what's going to be frustrating, unless I can pick it up immediately. Damn. I knew he was going to be alright. Oh, he's alright too. That's no surprise either. I would like to see more of the dynamic between Illumi and Silva. Because obviously we know Killua is the prodigy in the family. The best in the generation. As Zeno said, the best that the family's ever seen. So how does Illumi come into play here? You're no longer our target. We just had to fend you off while other business was handled. All the 10 Dons are dead. I was talking about this in episode 52. This is not fun. This is a job. The gray morality that exists in this universe, I'm going to want to touch upon that again, because that was in episode 52. We're going to see that more here, especially if this is going to be dialogue heavy. We simply do the job we're hired for. No more, no less. He knew. What? Oh, he knew that if he were really trying to kill him, it would be a different story. And he takes defeat honorably, I guess. That is what I'm going to have to remember too, is the conditions upon his ability to steal other people's powers. Okay, why is my phone blowing up? Shut up. 2,000 people dead outside. He honorably admits defeat. Whole requiem. All over, just as fast. I believe Hisoka did nothing at all. Didn't want to partake in the requiem. What? This is the first time we're hearing Kortopi talk and learning about their powers. Can't make living replicas, but can make exact replicas, but that don't move. Like dolls. I feel like I'm a little dark, but I'll figure that out later. Now we can finally get onto the auction again for Greed Island. Let's move on. How much money is that going to go for? Yeah, little do you know. Who is that? Ooh. Coming out of the light. I like them as a duo. I forgot they're stealing everything. Or at least that's what they're attempting to do. Oh, I didn't even see that. They got everything covered. And that the woman up on stage is also in the Phantom Troupe. Oh, perfect. I didn't even think about that to make... They'll take the real one and he'll create an exact copy. So they'll take all the money and the real item. He knows that has to be impossible. Would it be one has to be, because would he feel that Nen-wise? Because his entire specialist ability and his abilities are contingent on, like, once every Phantom Troupe member is dead, he would die. So is it just pure disappointment that he couldn't do it himself? Or does he know it's impossible because he can feel it? And exactly. And this is a copy. So everybody's going to think the leader of the Phantom Troupe is dead. Sinister. Insidious. Perfect. But Kurapika has to know. He's not going to tell anybody. You'd have to be so naive to believe that all members of the Phantom Troupe and the leader died. Kill everybody. You're telling me the people that killed 2,000 people somehow died to these guys? There's no way. Not gonna believe it for a second. Those are the scarlet eyes. Are his eyes going to turn red? Is emotion going to overtake? No. He about to run you broke. But those aren't even the real ones. Those are fake. How much money these people got? Damn. Who won? Oh! $2.9 billion for some eyes that aren't even real. But it's all an inside competition. Everybody gets a cut of that money. Increase your reputation for some fake eyes. Yep. Keep her happy to learn your fortunes. As cryptic as they are. Is he going to be able to detect that they're fake? And then if they find that out, this woman right here will be like, wait, what? Oh, never mind. Oh, I forgot. Put contacts in to hide his eyes in case he became emotionally compromised. Dude. You don't want to piss this guy off. Like a gun is going to do anything. Oh, fuck yes. Isn't she, but isn't he's not allowed to use his abilities on anybody else except for the Phantom Troupe, correct? Or there's specifics in that? See, that's where I'm struggling. This is where my memory's going to have to kick in. I'm going to need some help. I thought that was the case. That's why Kurapika's powers are so strong, because they can only be used on Phantom Troupe members. Ah. Sorry if that was really loud. Hmm? What have you been learning? Let's hear. Because you don't really do anything. Let's at least know that your mind's right. Well, we ain't learning it from you. Please meet up sooner than later. Some kind of strength that doesn't require experience. Spending $2.9 billion for your daughter to keep her happy, so you can become richer. Gotta spend money to make money. I forgot about these characters. The flute, the haiku guy, and I forget the other guy. Or go meet with Goen and Killua. I love this flute in the background. Oh, who are you calling back? Come on. Yes. Remember, you have friends, especially in this type of moment. You have people that care about you. They're all dead. But not really. Who? Was it a busy call? Was he trying to call Kurapika? I assume because they have the same number. But it was a busy signal. Damn! So Hisoka again playing both sides. Who's going to Hisoka first? Is Kurapika meeting up with Hisoka, or is Gon and Killua going to meet up with Hisoka? Drowning in an indescribable emptiness. Your purpose gone. So, before we get into discussing the episode itself, just wanted to first say I'm really happy to be back doing this, trying to pick up where I left off like I never left as best I can. It's going to take some time remembering how I even like to edit and structure my videos, my whole setup here. I don't know how my mic sounds. I don't know how my camera looks, how the audio levels on my videos are, how the cuts are during my reaction to make sure, you know, I don't get copyrighted, but I still let you watch along with me if you don't have it on another screen. I'm hoping to have the money to upgrade my computer soon. I forgot how much power is needed to really edit and render videos, so I'm trying to upgrade that. You can also tell by my memory. My memory is quite good, but you can tell nonetheless it's patchy and spotty. I took a 2-year break essentially from, you know, stress in my real life and burnout here, not knowing if I was doing good enough or making entertaining enough content. I'm the type that needs to see results to feel motivated, which I'm working on. But 2 years of no Hunter x Hunter, I'm going to need your help in remembering the more intricate details for the characters, the plot, Nen, etc., all of those things. I haven't watched a single minute of Hunter x Hunter without you. I knew I'd come back someday. Hunter x Hunter is how my channel even reached 1,000 subscribers, got me the most views, so I wasn't going to continue it on my own. Maybe that's what I'm afraid of. If after Hunter x Hunter is over, will there be any content people enjoy or want from me as much as that? Will I grow from other content? But I'll worry about that and cross that bridge when it comes. Let's discuss the episode. This episode ended very abruptly. This is a new low point for Kurapika, like absolute low. One's entire sense of purpose within your body just ripped out of you. While anyone else would be happy to hear the entire Phantom Troupe is dead, Kurapika finds no satisfaction in that at all. It wasn't just the deaths of the spiders he was seeking. They had to perish by his hands, by his chains. What's been the entire point of all of this since episode 1, if not? Going through the Hunter exam, training in Nen, placing such harsh conditions upon himself, finding himself in Yorknew and under the employment of the Mafia Nostrada, killing merely one spider, Uvogin, not good enough. Something so personal to him. This wasn't just something he wanted to do. He isn't like Hisoka or the troupe who steal and kill because they like to or want to. He takes no pleasure in killing. This is something he believed in his bones he had to do to properly avenge the murder of his Kurta clan people. So imagine the existential crisis, to have your reason for living vanish, to find out over a phone call too. I don't even know what's to come or how it will occur, besides the fact we know the troupe aren't really dead. Hisoka's trying to play both sides and contact either Kurapika or Gon in that phone call we saw. I think that's Kurapika, because they would have each other's phone numbers, I assume. They'll find this truth out eventually, other than I just don't know how. I just don't know at all how this will all transpire. That's the thing. But I know this is the stuff that it's my favorite involving Kurapika and his story. It used to be Killua's story with his family, and depending how all that goes with Illumi, Silva, Zeno, if anything, it could regain my number one priority for plot interest. But right now, it's Kurapika's story interesting me the most, driving my eagerness to keep watching more and more. The veil has been removed from Kurapika. The veil of revenge, the veil of certainty and confidence, the veil of determination, the veil of independence, the veil of stoicism. He's defeated. He's burdened. Just look at his physical posture, his face, his eyes when Melody is talking to him. Exhausted, deflated, half dead pretty much. And he has to persevere all through that to finish out his contract with Nostrada, who he's still under employment with, buy the Scarlet Eyes, deliver them to Nostrada and Neon, the eyes of his own clan members reduced down to some collection piece for the girl. And at least when he originally took the contract to work for Nostrada, it was a necessary evil and a means to an end to get closer to the spiders, but now it's just a humiliation. This episode marks an integral, critical turning point in the relationship Kurapika has and his pursuit of vengeance. I'm really hoping next episode is finally when Gon, Killua, Leorio, and Kurapika reunite. It has to happen finally. I want Hisoka to come into play as well. I want next episode to have action. I really enjoyed the slower pace of this episode. You know, you can't just be fed action, action, action on a silver platter and become spoiled and desensitized. You need to appreciate dialogue and exposition and character building just as much, if not more. You know, I always say that I care more about the dialogue and the slower moments and the character and world building more than I do the action set pieces. So, emotion is more important than plot sometimes. One of my favorite directors, Wong Kar-wai, who's done Chungking Express, Fallen Angels, In the Mood for Love, exemplifies that philosophy greatly. So this episode, at its core, is about transition. Last episode was mayhem and chaos. This episode is more building tension, and it foreshadows deeper conflicts to come. It delivers quieter moments in an overall quieter episode that rewards you, rewards me, rewards the audience with insights into concepts like human nature, ambition, and specifically and especially the oh-so-intricate interplay between deception, strategy, and morality. And so I love these deeper themes, deeper character developments, deeper philosophical undertones, because they allow me to give a much deeper analysis. I'm not just going to sit here for 5 minutes giving a shallow analysis or a basic summary. Let's really dive deep into some philosophy, some themes, some messages, some symbolism. The title of this episode itself gives hint to the complex duality between simple appearance and reality. Deception comes in many forms, whether by physical disguise, psychological manipulation, or straight up betrayal. We'll be seeing it all come to the forefront. Are the troops' motivations truly evil, or is there more to them? That's a question that's been happening for almost a dozen episodes now. I mean, we watched them kill, but they killed mafia members. We watched them steal, but they're stealing from the mafia. Or the Zoldicks. We watched Illumi kill 10 people at once, but they were the 10 dons of the mafia. Is Kurapika righteous, or do his methods risk mirroring the troops, the very spiders he's vowed to exterminate? And so the troupe obviously rely on deception to always gain the upper hand, as seen in this episode, as seen in the other episodes, faking their deaths and creating copies of priceless auction items even creating copies of themselves. So it begs the question, is deception inherently immoral, or is it simply a tool used to survive? I mean, it's not like I or we are necessarily hardcore rooting against the troupe. You can't pick and choose who in the group you like or dislike. They're all a part of the same group. So I can't say I like Ahsoka and I like Machi and I like this or that, and then not others straight from just morals. If anything, the Phantom Troupe show their deception is simply a form of brutal pragmatism. You take Kurapika, who can use deception for his idea of justice, and this is what I like about Hunter x Hunter so much. In a world of gray morality, it is context that defines morality. One person's lies might feel righteous, while another's lies evil. In Hunter x Hunter, the line between good and evil is blurred. Is killing 2,000 people the same level of immoral if the 2,000 we saw killed last episode that the troupe killed were all gun-wielding mafia soldiers? And so I like that Hunter x Hunter forces you to pause and question your judgments. Again, like taking Ahsoka, the ultimate deceiver and ambiguity personified. Yet I like him so much. He has a philosophy of his own, and clearly he also harbors an agenda and intentions of his own while appearing loyal to the troupe. If he helps Kurapika and Gon and Killua, does that make him more good, depending on what side you're on? Does him killing fellow troupe members make him good, despite the fact that it's still killing? Does him being a part of the troupe in the first place make him bad? Or is it okay because of ulterior motives? Was he good for not partaking in the Requiem? So, see, deception and manipulation are inherently tied to morality. Sometimes it's just a game, sometimes it's something else. He's a wild card, simultaneously in the troupe, yet completely separate in other ways and in my eyes. The cost of vengeance is also a centerpiece to this episode, which I'm sure will carry on to the next several episodes. There is a toll this path is taking on Kurapika. Justice and vengeance intertwining, their distinctions growing increasingly thin. This episode introduces a critical meditation for us. Vengeance might be righteous, but it exacts an emotional and psychological cost. He is defeated and broken at the end of the episode. For all of his strength, he exhibits huge cracks under the weight of the mission he's been on. That's what happens when you have such tunnel vision. His original pursuit of justice has morphed into such a dangerous obsession that's not like that. Not only would he die by completing his mission, but it seems the inability to would also kill him. There is real depth to his hatred. His sorrow stems not from empathy, but from the realization that vengeance might have been stolen from him. The troupe have stolen their own deaths from Kurapika. Grief and anger are but two sides of the same coin for Kurapika. This quest has consumed his identity, made his mental state incredibly fragile, and so without the troupe to fight, he's adrift. His entire purpose on the brink of collapsing. He's allowed hatred to define his own existence. So while his grief is genuine, it's also incredibly toxic. I also thought it was hilariously poignant watching the Zoldicks completely abandon their assassination mission the second they hear their clients are dead. Because this again plays into the ambiguity of morality I find so fascinating and entertaining in this world. I talked about it in episode 52, I remember, rooting for the spiders, rooting for the assassins, both evil. It's awesome. Silva and Zeno, I won't include Illumi or Killua because I don't know their philosophies totally, how they align or contradict or conflict with Zeno and Silva. The two of them, Zeno and Silva, operate on pure pragmatism. Pursuing the troupe is no longer worth the risk or the effort, so they literally walk out the door. There's separate doors, actually. It's that cold rationality that contrasts so perfectly and so sharply with Kurapika's emotionally driven ideals, pragmatism versus idealism. Like, how would Kurapika react if he was told or found out Killua's family, Zeno and Silva, were in the same room as the leader of the troupe who killed his clan? Simply walked out of the room. Kurapika's completely unable to detach himself from his hatred for the spiders. Cold logic versus emotional idealism. And this dynamic between characters challenges the question, is it better to act rationally or to pursue an ideal at all costs? So you have Kurapika, who's unraveled emotionally with an identity deeply tied to vengeance. He serves as the warning that vengeance only consumes and leaves nothing behind. Kurapika is a classic Shakespearean tragic character, a noble individual slowly undone by their obsessions. That is pure Shakespeare. Then you have the Zoldicks on the other end of the spectrum, the rational killers who view killing as a job and nothing more, who weigh risks and rewards rationally. They have no interest in unnecessary conflict, despite their immense strength and power. True strength lies not just in combat, but also knowing when to disengage. And so those were my main talking points, but I feel like what are some other ideas from this episode I wanted to mention? I mean, I think the fake deaths of the troupe will be a topic of much longer conversation in later episodes, more so than right now. Right now, I think it's pretty straightforwardly playing into the deception and manipulation angle that this episode and the next few episodes, I believe, are going to explore. You know, by faking their deaths, the troupe has forced their foes into complacency, giving them more room. This is how they create the illusion of invincibility. This is how they stoke fear. If they've done this, imagine all the other elaborate heists, getaways, massacres, and more that they've committed. Their strength and fear often lies in strategy just as much, if not more, than brute force. They've created a false sense of closure, but closure can't be faked or forced. That's why I was saying the only way you can truly rely the only thing you can truly rely on at the end of the day is your gut feeling. And I think Kurapika's gut is telling him it's not true. I just can't believe that Kurapika honestly accepts or believes that the Phantom Troupe is just dead. I know he said his eyes have to see it to believe it, but I still think there's a gut feeling that he's just telling himself this is not real. And at some point, the Mafia is obviously going to have to find out the 10 Dons are dead. But they literally saw the troops' dead bodies on the ground, so they can't blame the troupe. They might continue to believe the troupe is dead if the troupe don't reveal themselves again after this, or at least for many years, since it was already 3 years since the last time they were all in the same place together. So will they blame the Zoldicks? Will they blame Nostrada and the other Mafia subordinates? You know, the swift deaths of the 10 Dons also reinforces the theme ever present since the very first episode, that conventional power as we understand it is meaningless against greater forces. Once seen as a symbol of dominance and power, the Mafia were effortlessly wiped out. It was so meaningless, easy, and quick. It wasn't even worth wasting time showing it happen. We just saw the aftermath and put the pieces together ourselves. So overall, combining what we watched with the troupe, with Kurapika, with the Zoldicks, with the Mafia, the central message of this episode, titled Fake and Psyche, is that reality often fails to align with expectations. I expected the conflict between Zeno, Silva, and Chrollo to end in a dramatic fashion. In reality, they walked away from each other. I expected the 10 Dons to be a much more intimidating, influential force that would live on for multiple more episodes. In reality, they were killed in seconds off screen. I expected the auction to play out much differently. In reality, it continued on without a hitch. I expected this episode for Kurapika to go completely differently than what actually occurred. Kurapika expected satisfaction from the Phantom Troupe's death, but the illusion leaves him hollow and empty. The Mafia overestimated their conventional power only to be dismantled effortlessly. Silva and Zeno are two of the most powerful Nen users I've ever witnessed in this show thus far, yet it was them who demonstrated that strength actually lies in understanding when to walk away. Deception is a powerful, powerful tool, and deeper truths get revealed by those who wield it. And the pursuit of revenge will blind you and cost you the price of your humanity. Reality is harsher and more complex than we can ever expect or imagine, and it's how we react that defines who we are. That is the essence of this episode, and that is where I'm going to leave the discussion portion of episode 53 here today. So, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button to let me know, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to join this community and stay in the loop. Don't forget to keep the conversation going down below in the comments, especially now that I'm back. Having said all that, and with that said, stay safe, stay well, stay you. Have a good one.